So here's some cake batter. It's vanilla cakes from a mix and some white muffin cups. And then this is a tablespoon portion scoop. You can use another size if you have one. And you're just going to fill each cup with about 3 tablespoons. So it should be about 3/4 of the way full. Here's some Pillsbury strawberry icing. And I'm just going to take out a little bit, maybe about 1/3 of a cup, and I'm going to put it in a microwave safe bowl. And I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds, and your microwave might take longer or it might not take as long, so just put it for not too long. And I'm going to use a fork just to whisk it and make sure that it's a good pretty. So this is some pre-colored light pink fondant, and I'm just going to knead it until it's even, and then put down a bit of flour, and I'm going to roll it out until it's a bit less than 1/4 of an inch thick. It should be pretty thin. And then what I'm going to do is take a knife and make a rectangle out of it, and it should be big enough to cover almost the whole top of the cupcake. And then what you're going to do is take the melted icing and take a cupcake, and you're going to dip it in the icing and make sure that you really cover all of the, like the whole top surface of the cupcake. That's going to give you a really nice, smooth surface for the fondant to stick to. And then you're just going to take your fondant and you're going to lay it right on top of the cupcake, kind of like a little tablecloth. So now we're going to decorate the tablecloth. So you're just going to take some of that melted icing and put a little bit in each corner. And then I have little royal icing flowers that I'm just going to put in the corners. And you can make these little flowers. I just bought mine pre-made. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue next to each of the flowers. I'm going to apply 2 little dots along the edges of the tablecloth, and then use some little pearls that I have, and I'm just going to put them on next to the flowers like that. So you're going to do that on every corner. And that's the finished tablecloth. So now we're going to make the tray for the tea set. So here's some white fondant, and you're just going to kind of smush it out into an oval type shape. And you want it to be pretty thick so that it can stand up. It should be about 1/4 inch thick. And then you're going to use a little cutter. I have this little pineapple cutter, but you can use anything that's sort of that shape, and you're just going to cut it out. and that's going to be your little tray. So you're just going to lay the little tray down on something kind of rounded. I'm using a little cream pitcher, but you can use the side of a bowl. Now we're going to make the teacup. So I have a little ball of pink fondant, and I'm just going to kind of flatten it out and then use a medium-sized ball tool, kind of poke a hole in it, and then I'm going to make the sides even again. So here's like a little disc of fondant, and I have some of that icing on it, and I'm just going to stick it under the little cup part. And then I'm going to take a really tiny ball of fondant, and I'm going to roll it out really thin. It's a little bit too long. Then you're just going to take some of that melted icing and put it on the ends of the little strip. You can also put it directly on the cup. And you're just going to curl it and attach it to the cup, just like a little handle on a teacup. And that is the finished teacup. So we're just going to make another little plate. So you're going to put a little disc of fondant on something rounded. Now we're going to make the teapot. So I have a big ball of fondant, and I'm just going to roll it into a ball and then kind of squish it down a little bit. Then I'm going to take another little piece and make it into a little disc, just kind of flatten out a little ball, and then I'm going to put it on top of the larger ball. And then I'm going to take an even smaller ball and I'm going to put it on top of the little disc. That's going to be like the little handle on top of the top. So now I'm going to roll out the spout. So I just have like a little kind of oval, and I'm just putting some of the glue on it, and I'm going to attach it to the side of the pot. And then I'm going to make the handle, and I'm going to take a little bit and roll it out and then I'm going to kind of curl it and put some of the melted icing on the teapot. And I'm going to put the little curled handle right on the icing. So now we're going to make a little cupcake. So I'm just taking a little ball of beige fondant and I'm just going to roll it into kind of a cylinder. And then I'm going to take the end of this ball tool, you could also use a knife, and I'm just going to put little ridges in it like a cupcake cup. And you want to put them as close together as possible. So that's all the ridges. And then you're just going to take a piping bag, and I have tip 14, and you're just going to pipe just as you would a cupcake, but a lot smaller. So now we're going to assemble the whole thing. So I'm going to put some icing down, and I'm going to put the tray on. Then we're going to put the teacup on the little saucer. I'm going to put a little bit of icing down and stick it on. Then we're going to put the teapot. And again, you're just going to put a little bit of icing and stick it down. And then the cupcake on the little plate. And that's it. So this is the finished cupcake. It is really cute.